All right. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're doing this. Mr. Manchi is here doing part nine, day nine. We are going to go ahead and add some objects. It's pretty simple adding objects. The thing is, do we want to make this a multi tiered level? Like, does it increase with difficulty? And if so, that's a whole nother class. So I'm going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it at one level, level one. We're not going to add, let's say, some uh, some power ups or anything like that yet. We're going to keep it very simple. Okay. Uh, Everybody should have their everything opened, and what we're going to do is we're going to make this falling object a prefab because we have the falling object the way we want it. Okay. So we're going to go inside our prefab folder, and we're going to go ahead and grab our falling object and place it in there, just like that. Now we can grab our falling object from here and place as many as we want. I'm going to go ahead and just add about maybe 8 of them to. All right, and they're all going to have the script. They're all going to have the collider on it already, and they're all going to have the rigid body and everything. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8 is enough. So we're going to go ahead and test it out real quick. And let's see if we have them do exactly what the other one is doing. Once it loads up. All right, as you can see, it is working. The only thing is not working is that they are blowing up and when they touch each other, so that's not good. And they are not blowing up when they go through me. Okay, so we have two issues. One, when they touch each other, they shouldn't blow up. So we're going to go ahead and fix that with some code. And then when they touch me, they should blow up, but some of them don't. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take care of that. Let's go ahead and put it on pause. Let's go open up our code and let's clear our console because this is what this means right here. All right, so open up our code. And this code will be done on falling objects. Okay, so let's open up falling objects. And falling objects, we follow the code all the way down. Okay, so it checks for bullets. Okay, so it's going to be something similar to this. Destroys game object, then this. Then it checks and see if there's a player tag. Okay, so and then loses life. So what we're going to do is we are going to go right here, right in this area. Okay, so I want to add a comment here. Everybody, make sure you find your spot. All right, and this comment's going to say check for other objects. Well, other falling objects, okay? Other falling objects before explosion, okay? So, before explosion. All right, give ourselves a little bit of room here. We're going to go ahead and create an if statement. And it's going to look very similar to this one right here. So, all we got to do is copy this one. That's what I would do. I mean, why type it out all over again? Oh my goodness. All right. So the only thing we're going to change is the tag. Okay, the tag. So we're going to pause here, and we're going to go back to our Unity and create that tag. All right. So I am going to go to my prefab, right? And I am going to tag this falling object because if I do it here on the prefab, it's going to affect all the other prefabs, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to add a new tag. We're going to hit this plus sign, okay? And we're going to name it falling objects. Now, remember if you use capital letters or not. I'm not going to use any capital letters. falling object. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save it. I'm going to go back to my prefab falling object. I'm going to go ahead and go to the tags again, and I'm going to select falling object. Okay, so there. Now all my prefabs have now been tagged as falling objects. Okay. All right, so let me go back here into my code, and I'm going to go ahead and put falling objects. So now, unlike this one where it says, hey, if there is a tag that says bullet, I want you to go ahead and destroy the bullet, right? In this case, we want it not to explode when it sees other objects that are tagged with falling objects, okay? So we don't want it to explode. So we want it to do the opposite. There is a symbol, okay, and that allows us to do that, and that symbol needs to be placed over here. So we're going to put that symbol, which is an exclamation point, okay, and that exclamation point tells this code that we need to do the opposite of this. So when, if an object named falling objects, is there, do not, okay, do not explode is what we're telling it, okay. So we need to go ahead and put our braces, okay, so let's put one here. Oh, put one there, and we're going to go ahead and delete that end one, and we're going to put it down at the bottom below the move to top. So we're going to put another one here. All right, so now all this will happen if there is something that is not a falling object. So it should not blow up when it makes contact with other falling objects. So let's go ahead and test that out real quick. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and hit play. And now what we're doing is just observing some overlays, okay? There was an explosion, okay? So what happened there? It's still occurring. Did I not save it? Hold on, folks. Let me see what I did. I must have done something wrong. My falling object is not defined. What? But it's right there. Okay, so let me see what I did wrong. So I discovered my error. Okay, so you guys will probably do it too. So just keep that in mind. Spelling exactly how you tagged it is critical. So I put an S. And I didn't put an S in my tag. So it's looking for falling objects, plural, when it should be looking for falling objects. So all we got to do is get rid of that, right? And hit save again. And let's test it out one more time. Hopefully that was the issue. All right. And let's look. So I'm looking for overlay. If any of them overlay each other, they should not blow up, right? They should not blow up. There's one. Okay. I'm looking. So there's some more right there. They didn't blow up, so it's doing the trick. So now we have to fix the problem where they come in contact with me, and they need to blow up. I think they do react to my bullet. They don't react to my bullet, so we're gonna have to fix that also. Oh no, 2 issues. Let's work on that. All right, so there's 2 ways we can do this. If you don't plan on making a level higher than this, you don't plan on adding anymore, this is it, this is all I'm doing, then you can go in here and grab your player and drag them and put them in here, okay? Uh, of course, we're always adapting and making our games better and tougher and more difficult, right? Of course, we want to add more levels. So there's another way for me to do this, and that's through the code, which is what I'm going to bring up now. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to add some code. Since we already have a game object player already up here, we're just going to add another piece of code up here saying, hey, we need you to find the player and we need you to react to the player. So we're going to add a little message here or a little note. Find the player and store, okay, in our player variable. Okay, so what it's going to do, it's going to go look for it, find it, and then it's going to do what it's told to do. In other words, we know that our game object player is a reactive, okay? So we need to go ahead and make sure it does that. We're going to use game object player, so player equals, we're going to look for the game object, so game object, right? And it's going to be dot find game object with tag. Okay, so we're going to look for the game object with a tag. We already know what the tag is because we tagged it ourselves. It's the player. So you also have find game objects. If you were playing multiple two-player games, it'd be plural. Objects would be plural, but we're only doing one at a time. So we're going to go ahead and do the parentheses, quotation marks, and we're going to put in here player since we already tagged it. In case you don't remember what you tagged it as, it's right here. Okay. And if you need to look at Unity, go back to Unity, click on your player, look at the inspector, and you should be able to see your tag there. All right, once you are complete, make sure you close it out. Now it should react to my player tag, and in this case, it should explode, right? Let's test it out. Let's save it, and then let's test it out. We're going to move around. It should react to me. It did. All right. Okay. So it is reacting to the player now. All right. All right. So one more thing I forgot to test out was my bullet. That should have taken care of the bullet also, by the way. So I got my bullet. Oh, my bullet works. All right. So now it knows. All right. All good to go. All good to go. All right. So next video will be a UI video. We're going to create UI from scratch. Some of you got to experience it with the Lander project, but that was already pre-built. So what we're going to do now is prepare ourselves for that. What you probably want to do is get your playing area ready, right? If you want to add some more objects, make sure you grab the one that is the prefab, okay? I chose to put 9. I'm going to go ahead and add one more, 10. Okay, so now I have 10 objects. I'm also going to move it off screen. Okay, I'm going to move my objects off screen. So as soon as I hit play, all my objects will start dropping. Organize yourself, okay? I'm all about being organized. So as you can see in my assets, I got my folders. If you haven't done that yet, make sure you get your folders together. All right. What else? I think that's it for today. We got all our players. We got multiple players now that are reacting to my bullets and reacting to the player when they touch it. So now they should be good to go. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you got any comments or questions, feel free to ask in the channel. This was Mr. Mancias. getting ready for first periods. All right, you guys have a great day. Bye bye.